The St. Paul school superintendent says he is very sorry.
The apology comes after the snowstorm stranded 300 pre-K through 8th grade students at schools and buses to as late as midnight Monday night. The city's mayor says in the midst of the storm, plows were rerouted to help clear school bus routes. And even police officers were called to drive kids home in squad cars. Students stuck at school were cared for by staffers.
We did not anticipate what we saw from 2 o'clock on last night. We didn't. We did not anticipate that. We would have made a different decision, obviously, if we would have known for that 6-hour stretch. The storm would have dropped that much snow, and that's the decision that we made through the weekend.
Both Superintendent Gothard and Mayor Melvin Carter apologized. They say they will work to make sure this will not happen again.
Many people spent time with their neighbors, shoveling driveways and digging out their cars. Some of that work sure to continue today. WCCO's Jeff Wagner shows us how big snows have the ability to bring out the good in people.
Snow, as we've come to know up north, is inevitable.
It's Minnesota, right?
And just as predictable as a flurry of flakes is the selflessness that follows them.
The big thing was the drifting,
Like Doug Stepanek, who is clearing the driveway of his neighbor who's on vacation.
Paul's a good friend of mine, so yeah, I'd do anything for him. Yeah, I saw a lady down here. She was shoveling. I was thinking about heading maybe down there if she's not done by the time I finish up here.
That desire to help strangers swarmed Lyndale Avenue near the Walker Arts Center Monday as packs of people pushed cars up a slippery hill.
I got a really great workout.
Julia Curran, standing just under 5 feet tall.
And I am strong.
Spent a couple hours lending a hand, documenting the experience on Twitter.
There were people coming in like with groups of friends or who had passed by on the bus and saw that help was needed and walked back.
Drivers got a lift. Curran got fulfillment.
And it builds a sense of community, and it gives you nice memories when you're walking by what is otherwise a kind of miserable street.
Her story doesn't surprise fellow Minnesotans.
If someone needs help, we'll pitch in.
It was bound to happen, just like the storm that started it.
It's kind of the same old routine every time it snows every winter.
Jeff Wagner, WCCO 4 News.
Most roads are much better this morning. Statewide, we take a live look at the map from MnDOT. All of the green on there gives you an idea that conditions are normal throughout the Twin Cities. You see there are still some spots partially or completely covered just south of here.
Police say the owner of a liquor store shot and killed a man trying to rob his store and attack his wife. It happened at Princess Liquors in Maplewood on Monday night. Police say 2 men walked in and started assaulting the woman working behind the counter. The woman's husband and the owner of the store fired his gun, hitting 23-year-old Willie Young Furba. He ran out of the store and into a neighbor's yard where he fell.
And here I see it's a body, and the police are around him and they're trying to revive him, and I hear background, is he still breathing, and this and that.
Young Furba died at the hospital. Police are still looking for the second man.
A Hennepin County jury will continue deliberating today in the case of a man charged with murdering a North Minneapolis grandmother. Burdell Beeks was sitting in a van with her granddaughter on May 26, 2016, when a stray bullet killed her. Joshua Iike, who is now 21, admitting to shooting and killing her, but said he was aiming for someone else. Jury got the case late in the afternoon yesterday. We'll start deliberating at 9 o'clock this morning.
We're getting a look inside U.S. Bank Stadium as it prepares to host the big game. NFL officials tell us that everything is on schedule right now, despite having to wait a week because of the Vikings game against the Saints. Crews just finished painting the end zones, and work continues for the halftime staging.
Yes, it's a new building, so just getting to know it. We've been to, a lot of the buildings that have hosted the Super Bowl we have some familiarity with, so it's just understanding the site and also figuring out where everything would go and fit and how best to use it.
The halftime show rehearsals begin Friday and will continue next week.
A traveling nightclub that was built to hold Super Bowl concerts is now suing a Minnesota tribe for breach of contract. Earlier this month, the Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux community canceled all the events at Club Nomadic. See, it was already under construction there. It said the temporary concert venue did not reach its standard of quality. Didn't elaborate on what that meant. Instead, concerts by Gwen Stefani, Florida Georgia Line, others were moved inside the Mystic Lake Casino Hotel. Nomadic Entertainment Group is seeking millions of dollars in damages in the lawsuit that was just filed yesterday.
Meanwhile, the city of Minneapolis plans to extend the Skyway hours during the 10 days leading up to the Super Bowl. The Skyway will have distinct routes extending to the outer edges of downtown. They'll be open from 6 a.m. until 12 a.m. starting this Friday. And we are only 11 days away from kickoff at US Bank Stadium. Stay with WCCO for continuing coverage of everything leading up to and after Super Bowl 52.